It is Tuesday, February 18th, 2020, and you are tuned into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. Sorry about there not being a show yesterday. Rain in Daytona obviously kept everybody there till Monday to finish out the Daytona 500, so that's where I was. Big prayers, thank goodness, Ryan Newman. Obviously, probably still some challenges lying ahead for Ryan Newman, but good to hear that he is obviously in serious condition, but non-life-threatening injuries after a very, very scary crash there at the end of the Daytona 500. So keep thinking about Ryan and his family. Obviously, like I said, still probably a long road for him, but good to hear that he is actually alive and in non-life-threatening condition. It's one of those kind of sobering reminders that this thing that we all love and take part in on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, is still incredibly dangerous. And obviously, you know, the safety of the sport still continues to need to be paramount, and we need to continue to keep making improvements for driver safety, crew safety, fan safety, things like that. I know that this is an often talked about thing, especially around dirt racing with some of the things we've seen in the last couple of years. But it's everybody's job to make sure that everybody is safe, and we need to continue working on that. And obviously, yesterday was a very sobering reminder of that. Lots to get to today. Busy week, busy weekend. Obviously, no show Friday with me being gone. So I'm going to go back over everything that happened over the course of the weekend. Wanted to mention first a couple of news items from this morning that I saw. Mav TV going to broadcast 13 Lucas Oil ASC races in 2020. They just put the schedule out. They are going to do, starting with Merced on March 6th, they're going to do Merced, Placerville, 3 nights at Skagit, 3 nights at Knoxville, 3 nights at Lucas Oil Speedway, and 2 nights at the Texas Motor Speedway throughout the season. You can find that full schedule at ASCSRacing.com. A lot of those races also will be shown live on Lucas Oil Racing TV, so make sure you check out their schedule. Just if you're curious, they've actually have a list here of the national drivers for ASCS they're going to be competing. Seth Bergman, Scott Boguski, John Carney, Matt Covington, Roger Crockett, Tucker Doty, Blake Hahn, Alex Hill, Thomas Kennedy, Jordan Mallett, Robbie Price, Chase Randall, Danny Sams, Harley White, and Garrett Williamson are going to be competing full-time with ASCS this year. So make sure you check that out. And like I said, if you want to see that full schedule or get more details, you can check out ASCSRacing.com. The other news item for this morning that I saw, Tyler Courtney is going to run the full USAC midget slate, which no surprise there. But then he's going to run a mix of USAC sprint car and wing sprint car races for the 2020 season for Clausen Marshall. So it'll be interesting to see kind of where he shows up, and depending on whether it's a USAC sprint show or a USAC wing, not a USAC wing show, but a wing show. It'll be interesting to see where he shows up. I'm going to go ahead and fix this. If you're watching, I'm going to fix this monitor behind me because it's driving me insane. So we're going to do that. Anyway, into racing action for the weekend. Thursday, the USAC Sprint Show from Bubba Raceway Park was rained out. There was kind of rain and stuff throughout the weekend down around Florida, and some places got lucky. Volusia basically got the entire week's worth of races in, which hasn't happened in quite a few years, that every single night of Dirt Car Nationals got in. But Bubba Raceway Park was a victim of that on Thursday, so no Thursday USAC results. Thursday, over at Volusia, Larry White was dominant from start to finish in the Super Dirt Car Series race. He grabbed his second Dirt Car Nationals win on consecutive nights. He beat Stuart Friesen, Eric Rudolph, Mike Maresca, and Brett Herm. Matt Williamson, who had been fast earlier in the week, he had an issue. He finished 15th, broke a shock during the feature, which kind of killed his night. Thursday for the late models, a lot less drama here for the rest of the week than we saw early on for the late model series. But Jimmy Owens, he took the lead from the outside front row. He was dominant out front. The racing was really good behind him. Kyle Bronson and Josh Richards, they tangled multiple times. But Jimmy Owens drove away from the field to grab his first ever Dirt Car Nationals win. Shocking to think that a guy as accomplished as Jimmy Owens had not won down there before. Dale McDowell was second. Josh Richards was third. He came from 12th to finish third. Jonathan Davenport was fourth from 14th, and Mike Marler was fifth. Moving back over to Friday at Bubba Raceway Park, Kyle Cummins for the USAC Sprint Show. He led a good chunk of the feature. Kevin Thomas Jr. ran him down late in lap traffic and took the lead. Kyle Cummins took the lead back after that. KTJ had a tire go down, basically ended his night. Super sucked for him. On the subsequent restart, Brady Bacon challenged Cummins for the lead and took the top spot with 4 laps to go. Bacon drove away to grab his 30th National Sprint Car Series win. That's pretty cool. He started 9th. Kyle Cummins was 2nd. CJ Leary was 3rd. Justin Grant 4th. And Chris Windom was 5th. The Friday Big Block show at Volusia, Rick Laubach led early from the pole. Billy Decker came from the lead a few laps into the feature. Matt Shepard challenged Decker for the lead on a restart, but with 20 to go, Decker held him off. Matt Williamson made a late move onto the podium, so good to see him rebound from the previous night. 6 to go, though. Billy Decker got held up by a lap car. Vic Coffey there on the bottom. Larry White was able to use the top to get by both Decker and the lap car to take the lead. White drove away to grab his 3rd straight win at Volusia. Billy Decker was 2nd. Matt Williamson was 3rd. Good recovery, like I said, from the previous night. Anthony Perriga was 4th, and Jimmy Phelps was 5th. Friday for the late models at Volusia. Jimmy Owens, Mark Whitener, they started on the front row. Whitener grabbed the early lead. Owens grabbed the lead back with 26 to go, but Whitener challenged him back a few laps later. Owens was able to hold him off. Whitener had a little bit of a bobble on the cushion, which allowed Ricky Weiss up into 2nd. He then battled Owens for a few laps, with Owens finally settling into the lead with 17 to go. Owens would drive away to grab his 2nd win over Kyle Bronson, Darrell Lanigan, Brandon Shepard, and Brandon Overton. Interesting that a guy like Jimmy Owens, who had not a ton of success at Volusia over the years, all of a sudden now this week fast grabs Thursday win, grabs Friday win. So pretty crazy to see how quickly those things can turn around for those guys. Moving back over to the sprint cars, Saturday night, the finale at Bubba Raceway Park. Chase Stockin, he grabbed the early lead from Logan Seavey. Brady Bacon drove to the front and jumped to the top spot with 17 to go. He was driving away from the field, pretty much had it in the bag, but there was a caution with 3 to go that bunched up the field. That allowed Chris Windom to battle Bacon for the lead. They tried sliders for the final few laps there, but Bacon came out on top. He swept the weekend, so really strong start to the season with Bacon in that Hoffman car. Windom was 2nd, Logan Seavey 3rd, Chase Stockin 4th, and Justin Grant was in 5th. Looking at the points real quick as they leave Bubba Raceway Park, Brady Bacon holds a 9-point lead over Chris Windom. Justin Grant is 3rd, CJ Leary 4th, Logan Seavey 5th, Kyle Cummins 6th, Chase Stockin is 7th, Carson Short is 8th, Dave Darla 9th, and Kevin Thomas Jr. is in 10th. Just like a lot of the other series, the sprint cars now go on a pretty large break. They'll be back in action on April 4th at Lawrenceburg Speedway, so it'll be a little while yet before you get to see the USAC National Sprint Cars again. The Saturday Big Block show. Now, the Saturday shows at Volusia, obviously, finale for Volusia, but also not only the race win up for grabs, but also the Big Gator Championship. So Matt Williamson, he dominated from the outside front row for his 2nd win of the week. Like I said, he was fast all week. He just had that shock issue earlier in the week, which kind of took him out of contention for that Big Gator Championship. But he was dominant for his 2nd win. Jimmy Phelps was 2nd, Matt Shepard 3rd, Billy Dunn 4th, Billy Decker was 5th. Larry White was able to finish 6th. That earned him his 3rd Gator Championship at Volusia. So Larry White takes home the Big Gator Trophy. The Big Blocks, again, also go on a little bit of a hiatus. Now they return to action April 11th at Can-Am Speedway in New York. Strong week for both Larry White and Matt Williamson. Remember, too, these races here down in Volusia, not for points, so no point standings to check. Their season really kind of kicks off at that Can-Am race. So we'll see how that season breaks down as we get closer to that. The Saturday late model show, Kyle Strickler, he leads early from the pole. Obviously a guy you're not used to hearing about up front in a late model show, as he's been a modified standout for so long. This was the first time he'd ever led a World of Outlaws late model race, which is pretty cool. Darrell Lanigan ran him down a few laps later to take the lead. Lanigan, Bronson, Davenport, and Owens all kind of swapped spots up there. Pretty good battle there up the front. Kyle Bronson held the lead coming down to 10 to go, but Owens was able to slip by him out of turn 4. He grabbed his 3rd consecutive win of the week. So again, pretty crazy for Jimmy Owens to see, again, so little success at Volusia, and for him to, especially this latter half of the week here at Volusia, completely dominate over the rest of the field. Owens wins over Ricky Weiss, Kyle Bronson, Darrell Lanigan, and Brandon Shepard. Brandon Shepard, he grabbed the Big Gator Championship. He had 2 wins on the week with a worst finish of 6th. So Shepard super strong down there. Not surprising to see him grab that Big Gator trophy. We've got now effectively 2 race weekends in the books for the World of Outlaws late models, obviously with Votto earlier in the season, and then these nights at Volusia. Brandon Sheppard now holds a 32-point lead over Darrell Lanigan. Ricky Weiss is 3rd, Chris Madden 4th, Scott Bloomquist 5th, Rick Eckert 6th, Chase Young in 7th, Cade Dillard 8th, Dennis Erb Jr. is 9th, and Brandon Shirley in 10th. Brandon Sheppard right now, interestingly enough, holds the points lead in both national series. So obviously that probably won't continue. The schedules, I think, don't quite line up for you to be able to do that. I saw some people talking online about whether it's possible to win both championships. And I think you would need some help, obviously, with some rainouts and things to be able to make enough features on both sides to be able to do that. So not impossible, but pretty improbable for that to be the case. The Outlaws return to action on March 6th at Duck River Raceway Park. So not too much longer here for them, and they'll be back in action. Also, I want to jump over and just check out real quick, too, because if you're a late model fan, there is the Extreme Dirt Car Series coming up here pretty quickly. Saturday, February 29th, they finish. I believe this is the finale for the Extreme Dirt Car Series at Modoc Raceway in South Carolina. So that kind of off-season, I guess I shouldn't say off-season, but that kind of winter late model series that World Racing Group started this year, that concludes Saturday, February 29th, like I said, at Modoc. That is a week from this Saturday. So still some late model racing coming up if you are needing a fix for that. Let's get a quick look at the pay-per-view schedule for today. Texas Motor Speedway Speed Shift has the Lone Star Stock Car Tour tonight. So if you need a little dirt racing fix there, Speed Shift has got you covered. And obviously a lot of things on break right now. So there's going to be some days here coming up where the pay-per-view schedule is going to be fairly light. It's still obviously cold in a lot of these places, and we don't have tracks open yet. So, but as the spring goes on, we'll have more and more of that. I wanted to get a quick look also at some of the recent podcast episodes that you should probably check out. Wing Nation has Kenny Wallace. Rip the Fence with a big get. They got Jeff Gordon on their show. Ohio Dirt has Zeb Wise, who we talked to not all that long ago on Open Red. So check out Ohio Dirt with Zeb Wise. He's getting ready to run that All-Star Circuit Champions schedule, plus a ton of other races. And Dirt Nerds has Jerry Bowersock. So make sure, obviously, I would love for you to be listening to my show every day, and not just this show, not just DIRTRACKR Daily, but Open Red as well. But obviously, ton of other great stuff out there to check out. A lot of guys doing a lot of really great work. So if you need that thing to listen to while you're riding back and forth to work in the car, or maybe on a road trip or something, lots of good podcast episodes out there. I will shut that down for today. Just get you a quick rundown on the weekend's action. We will be back tomorrow like normal, Thursday like normal, Friday I'm not quite sure yet. Got to go to Vegas for the NASCAR weekend, so I'll let you know there what I'm able to do. I'm not sure yet on the schedule, but you can find DIRTRACKR Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe, leave me a review, tell your friends. I would appreciate it. You can also watch the show on YouTube and Facebook. If you want to follow along with DIRTRACKR, you can check us out on Facebook.com/DIRTRACKR, Twitter.com/DIRTRACKR, DIRTRACKR.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler. Don't forget to sign up for that DIRTRACKR weekly newsletter, which I have failed miserably at getting out, but I will do that this week. Thanks for tuning in. I will see everyone tomorrow on DIRTRACKR Daily.